Hi class, today's lesson is all about forces in motion.
Have you ever pulled a rope when playing tug of war?
Have you ever pushed a door to open it?
Have you ever pushed your toy off the table and it fell to the floor? These are all examples of forces in motion.
So what exactly is a force? It's simply a push or a pull of an object.
And what is motion? Motion is the change of position or location of an object caused by a force.
So now we can learn about important vocabulary words. Some of the words include position, push, and pull.
Position is the location of an object,
Push is a force that causes an object to move away from you.
and pull is a force that causes an object to come towards you.
Now that we've learned these key vocabulary words, we can learn about gravity.
So, if an object isn't moving, does that mean there aren't any forces acting on it? No.
Gravity keeps objects and people from floating in space. For example, when you shoot a basketball, gravity makes the ball come down.
Objects that aren't moving have forces working on them. This is what we call balanced forces. There is no motion because all of the forces are equal.
There are also objects that can make things move without touching them. Have you ever played with magnets?
Magnets are objects that create a magnetic force which pushes or pulls certain objects made of different types of metals.
Some examples of objects that are attracted to magnets include paper clips, screws, forks, and old pennies.
Things that are not attracted to metals include glass, plastic, and wood.
Now we will learn about the physics of motion. The physics of motion is all about forces.
A very smart scientist named Isaac Newton came up with 3 rules that we call Newton's laws of motion. Newton's first law of motion states that an object in motion remains in motion, and an object at rest remains at rest, unless an outside force moves it.
Newton's second law of motion says, a force will change an object's speed, direction, or maybe both. Newton's third law of motion says that every force in action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Thank you for listening to today's lesson. We hope you learned a lot about forces and motion.